Hey guys, welcome to the Fat Quarter Shop FlossTube. Today is Wednesday, June 12th, and we are kicking off our sew along with Lori Holt's So She Did pattern. So this is the pattern, and if you open it, there's quadrants. You can see that it's divided into 4, and so we're going to do this quadrant today. And I'm keeping everything in her bag. It's called Stitching with My Cardio. She made it big so that we can fit all our stuff in it. So you can fit like your pattern, your thread, everything you need, anything in there. So that's kind of what it was meant for, to fit her patterns. And then I wanted to show a couple of things on it because we had some questions. So if you look at the very top right here, it's going to explain how much floss to use. So if you're using Aura floss, she recommends 6 strands on the 10 count Ada and 3 strands on 14 count or 25 count. And then the DMC, she suggests 4 strands on 10 count or 2 strands on 14 count and 25 count. So that's at the top. I think some people just didn't see that. And this is the version that I made, and this is 14 count white Wichelle. And it's got some buttons, and I've got some glass on there. And then this is the one that Lori made, and this is her 25 count Lagana that she had made, and she's got her buttons. And so we just wanted to show you a nice variety. I love all the people online who are like dyeing their fabric different colors to do this on, so it's going to be totally awesome. Loving that everybody's like stepping outside the box. Today I'm stitching with DMC, and we just put them on our floss flowers. This is my leftover green, and so I'll just start stitching, and then at the end I have a ton of like new stuff, like a ton of stuff that we finished. So I'm like super proud of me and super proud of Cheryl because we got a lot of stuff to show you, and it's like all like a different range of stuff, like just all kinds of stuff. And so really cool to like see what you can do with cross stitch and how you can like make it your own and have a different variety and like different cloth. I mean, you can do so many things to make it fit your house. So I'm going to turn a little bit and then give you some of my little tips without knocking anything over. So one thing that you can do, this is the quadrant, and what you can do here is, if you, since we're doing it in quadrants, if you start and stop your stitches on a different line, when you connect them, you won't see a bridge. So if we had stopped all right there and then started, it would be very obvious where you started and stopped. So if you do something like this, or you could even do your stitches zigzag like that, as long as you don't start and stop on the same line when you go to connect your second quadrant, I guess the line division won't matter. And so one thing that we did that is really helpful is you can do an outline. So you can do an outline of the entire section. So this is like the needle plate, or I don't know, where the sewing machine goes up and down. And so when we did that, you can do the gray and then fill it in, and then here we've got the sewing machine all the way around, and then we've got this. So I'm just going to be filling in today, which really saves a lot of time. I'm going to stitch in hand, and I'm going to use a John James Petite 26 gold needle, and I just kind of fold it up. You can put a wonder clip if you want, and I just have been putting my fingers back here just like this to just kind of hold them in, and then right there when I put my needle down, it touches my finger, and then I just go through. And so I'm just stitching in hand doing this, and it has saved me so much time, and I'm excited that I'm able to do that. So on the bottom, I'm not railroading, but I'll show you railroading. I keep getting questions on railroading. But what it does, it's all personal preference. I just think it makes your stitches lie flatter. And so to railroad, you put your needle between your stitches, between your thread, and then you go back down in your hole. So you put it, you split your threads basically. And so I can do that also by stitching in hand. I can put railroad, stitch in hand. You got to get in a groove, but it really saves time by outlining, and I don't want to take credit for that. I learned that from Priscilla. I had never done that before, and ever since I've done it, it just makes it go a lot faster because you can do it without thinking. And since I am just using DMC, I'm going to go one row at a time and then come back across. I would love to know if you guys have tried stitching in hand, and if it did take me quite a while. I would say a good 2 months to really feel comfortable that I could really do it. It took a while. And also when I did Mania and all those Mania videos, you know, I was really trying to get a lot of stuff done, and so I just kind of got used to it. It's just one of those things, like practice makes perfect.
Caroline Hopkins says, I'm rubbish at the hand stitching. I have to use a hoop, LOL.
Yeah, so like I think it's fine. Like do whatever works for you, like whatever you enjoy. Like the art of crafting is so that you enjoy it, not that you hate it. So whatever you enjoy is what you should do. I'm just happy that I was able to finally figure out how to do it. Okay, so here I accidentally didn't go exactly in the hole, so I'm going to pull that out so it's perfect. So I'll just do a little bit, and then I can turn around, and then we can just do questions. I'm excited that all of you guys are joining me in this. And our hashtag is FQS So She Did. So if you want to tag us on social media, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and like our video. We would totally appreciate that. And I'm just trying to thread my needle. I never really thread my needle fast on camera because I guess I get nervous. I don't really know why I don't. And working with white is really nice because if you make a mistake, it's easy to tell. Like if you don't go exactly in the right hole, it's really easy to tell. And a lot of people, the number one thing that people are going to do to change their sewing machine is change their sewing machine to pink, which I'm so excited because if I could have a pink sewing machine, that would be like amazing. They should make a Juki 2010Q pink. And then it would be like the Kimberly machine. So you can see that like filling in and not having to look at your pattern over and over and over. The great thing about this pattern is we put it in color, so it's really easy to see, and then you don't make a mistake. Since it's, you know, not in black and white, it's much easier to tell what you're going to be working on. And again, I just have my finger back there the whole time. So I can't wait to see what pinks that everybody uses. And I've had some questions on the DMC pack. It will be back in stock in a couple of weeks. We are having a hard time getting this dark green. But I mean, you can get DMC at Joann's, so you don't have to wait to start the sew along just because we're out. And then also Aura Floss is another option, and Lori's version that she made over here on the Lugana 25 count she used Aura Floss. So lots of options. And of course, if you wanted to use Classic Colorworks, you could do whatever you wanted. And that's what's great about cross stitch, is it's really easy to change and make it your own and make it fit your house. So I'll do one more row and then turn around.
We did have a few people chime in. It seems to be pretty split half and half with who stitches in hand and who does not. And a few people wanted to know which you prefer, stitching in hand or using a Q-snap.
So if I am traveling and in the car, I would probably prefer a Q-snap, because then that way I can keep my stitches even. But if I have a pillow in my lap and I'm, you know, in my house or in bed or in my recliner at home, I'm stitching in hand lately. And I have gone on projects where I do half in a Q-snap and then half in stitching in hand. So, and it also depends, like, if I'm not in the best mood, like if I'm just kind of like grumpopotamus, I might use a Q-snap, because then my stitches I know will lay flatter.
Hashtag grumpopotamus.
Yeah, for real. It's been, I try not to be grumpy, but some days you just wake up and you're grumpy. So yeah. So I'll turn around now. And then I'll just answer some questions, and then I have a ton of stuff to show you guys, but I want to answer questions first.
All right. So first I want to give a big shout out to Peggy Young. It's her birthday today, and she says, what a great day to start this project.
Happy birthday!
Yay! Confetti cannon for Peggy. All right, and then the next question is from Pat Bro. She says, can you railroad if you use 6 strands of Orifloss? Have only tried that with DMC so far.
So I don't know how to do that, but people say that you can. I wouldn't mess with it. I'm gonna try to figure out how you do that and then do a YouTube video on it, but I haven't figured out how yet. We are going to be doing some videos this week, and we're going to do them today, and we're going to load them in a couple weeks. We're going to do one on how to do the loop method, how to start and stop without the loop method, how to add a bead, because on my Jolly July I'm adding beads. Oh my gosh. And when I first did them, they looked poo-poo. So I figured out how to do a bead to where it looks really nice. And we're just going to be doing some generic videos. So if there's anything that you guys have suggestions for, that you want to know how to do, like just super up close and really slow, let me know so that I can add that to my list of things, because you know I like to add to my list. That's one thing that Kimberly Jolly's known for, is like, if you don't have enough to do, just add a little bit more, and then you have more to do, and then if you still don't have enough to do, just keep adding. So that would be the I know all my employees would agree with that, but I just really, Kevin's like, can you just, you keep piling it on. I'm like, yeah, that's kind of the way it goes. But I will say, guys, this week I had a lot of quilting stuff that was just like, it just couldn't finish, and I just powered through. And once I finished, I cleaned my sewing room, and it is amazing, and it has made me feel like $1,000,000. And Emma came home, because she wasn't home when I cleaned it. Like, I cleaned it with Will and Peyton were there when I cleaned it, and Christopher, so they like knew, because they helped me, of course. She came home and she was like, oh my gosh, what is going on in here? It's so clean, you can sit down. I was like, I know. So like, I don't know, like if you're just in a funk, maybe you just need to clean. Because I'm cleaning my office this morning too, because I'm like, I gotta get my life clean and decluttered. I don't like a mess.
RMCRMS5 says, how do you keep your stitches from being too tight or too loose when stitching in hand?
So I really think putting your hand back here keeps it very flat, like a Q-snap. So with a Q-snap, the beauty of a Q-snap is it keeps it flat, so that your fabric is, or your cloth is flat and not lumpy, so that it keeps it even. But by keeping I keep it maybe perpendicular, both fingers back here, and it keeps it flat. And if, I will say, if I'm not having the best day, or I'm just really tired, Q-snap all the way. But if I'm, you know, not tired and I haven't been stitching 4 hours, I can stitch in hand. And I just look at my work as I go, and if it's not looking great, I'll just either change it. But I think keeping my finger back there, and of course, I think practice, you know, practice helps.
Alright. Jennifer Muster says, I've never used Aurifil for cross stitch. Can you talk about the pros and cons of DMC versus Aurifil?
Sure. It's in my handy dandy bag of tricks. because I have 50 bags. Don't ask about our bag stuff from this morning because I got lots of bags. Okay, so our floss, let me get one that's open. So this is our floss in DMC. So our floss is slightly thinner than DMC. It costs more, but when you get DMC, I think it's 8 yards or 8 meters. This is 18. So you get a lot more per spool, and then these are really cute in your sewing room. So I'm like collecting the ones that I have finished. So, and I always like it cute. So my DMC, I will put on floss flowers. So I would say some advantages of DMC is it's cheaper and it's slightly thicker and it's easier to get. So you can get it at Fat Quarter Shop or you can get it at Joann's or Hobby Lobby. It's easier to get. So like if you run out, you can just run to the store. Our floss has fewer colors, so that would be a disadvantage. Advantage would be it's cute and you have more and it's a lot easier to store and just throw in your bag. With DMC, a disadvantage would be you have to get it and then pull it out, put it on a floss flower to keep it neat. So this is more grab and go, but it costs more. It's slightly thinner. I love both. I love all thread. So I love all, I don't know, to pick between, it's just kind of whatever. But yeah, that's kind of my personal opinion.
Okay. Gary Garvin says, so if you're using the Orifloss 3 strands, I guess you wouldn't railroad?
You can railroad with 3 strands. I just don't know how. And the only reason I know is Pam and Steph talked about it. So Pam and Steph have a YouTube channel called Just Keep Stitching, and they're hilarious and they're funny. And so maybe you could like put a little message to Stephanie, or maybe we could email her today and just say, hey, do you want to show that? She says she does. I don't know how to do it, and I'm never gonna lie and say that I do. So once I figure it out, I can show you guys, but as of right now, I don't know how to do it. So, but I've heard you can do it. You can do it.
Okay. Deanna Tobias says, I only do stitch in hand, but I am wanting to do a sampler and I see a lot that use a frame. Could I still do my stitching in hand if it is a little bit bigger project?
I think so. I will say that Chelsea from Priscilla and Chelsea, the Real Housewives of Cross Stitch, she, if you watch her videos, she uses like a yard at a time. So what they used to do when Monaco was available on the bolt, they would just buy it by the yard, they dye it by the yard, and then she just uses it. And then, for example, she might like pretend this is a yard. She might do one project here, one project here, one project here, and she prefers to have a lot in her lap. She prefers it. Again, personal preference. I prefer to have as little as possible. I have been doing this though. Here it is. I have been doing where, so I prefer to have smaller amount, but if, say I was over here working on this thing over here, I would just like roll it up, put a little wonder clip, and then I have that bulk. It's harder for me to stitch in hand when I've got to, like, I have nowhere to grab. So I've just been rolling my Ada and doing that.
Okay. Rebecca Forbes says, it has been a really long time since I cross-stitched, but you are enthusing me. Question, why would you railroad the stitches? Does it fill the stitch differently?
It just makes it lay flatter and look prettier. And that's like our #1 question right now on YouTube is why. And it's one of those things, try it. If you like it, great. If you don't like it, don't do it. But I love it. It makes it look prettier. I like everything to be pretty. And then also, if I'm doing white, I have to railroad. I have the worst luck with white. My white always looks bad. We have had some suggestions that say that Anchor White color 2, I believe, is really nice quality. So I am going to try it, but Michael's where I live doesn't carry Anchor. So I've got to get my hands on some Anchor White, and then I'm going to try that and see, because if that works better, then obviously we would carry it. But I have the worst luck with white. It shows the most flaws.
All right, we're getting lots of comments about suggestions for videos, so that's awesome. I'm saving them for you guys. And then Lori Holt said, Kimberly, your stitching is perfection. And Priscilla and Chelsea said, superstar at stitching in hand, and they put the little
Oh,
emoji
they
with the
taught
heart
me.
eyes.
They taught me everything I know. Oh, and then I just noticed that I told you the wrong hashtag. The hashtag for this is actually So She Did SAL. So there you go. What do I know? Okay, so I'm going to show you some other stuff that we have finished and have worked on, and y'all are going to love it. So just pull my cart to make it easier. So Cheryl, who works here, is like she's a pro. I think I have some stuff out of order. So this is something that she just finished. So she did America by Little House Needleworks, and it says stitch count is 80 by 108 and recommended 16 count. So this is what she stitched. It is so pretty. She stitched this on a 32 count, which we don't sew, but just so you can see, this is what she did. This is her front and her back. It is so pretty. And we think that this Venetian stone 28 count would look pretty. It's very similar. So that is a pattern, and oh my gosh, her work is so pretty. So that's one of her finishes. Another one of her finishes is Heart in Hand Merry Making Mini July 4th or 4th of July. So Merry Making Mini are these little cards, and it's just one piece of paper where there's a front and a back, and they have different ones. They have like Valentine's Day, Christmas, October, acorns, pumpkins, and she used Belfast 32 count, which we sell, so we can link to this below. So she used those two things, and she made this. It's so cute. So I'm sure she just got this at Hobby Lobby or something. I don't know, but oh my gosh, it is so cute. It's so perfect. And she used hot glue, because I did ask, because I knew that you guys would want to know. So there's that. And then we had a customer call our customer service line and ask us to carry this. It's by Hands On Design. It's a year of celebration, and in this pattern you get 12 designs, which I think is really awesome to be able to get all of them in one design. And she used Belfast 32 count, and of course it's linen, and she put it in this cute little frame. So she got this frame at Hobby Lobby, no, Joann's, oops. So this was Joann's, and she used Lori Holt's vintage trim. It is so cute. And so she used hot glue gun, and then she put the little rickrack. It's really cute. So there's another finish. Oh my gosh. And then I have some finishes. Can we put this back? I'm gonna put all my stuff back so it doesn't look like a mess. Okay, so I have a lot of finishes too. So from my Mania, this is one of my starts. This was Christmas Signs by Tiny Modernist, and this one says I'll be home for Christmas. And I stitched this with DMC and Venetian stone 14 count Aida, and it took me 9 hours, a little bit over 9 hours. So I'm excited. This is my, let's see, this is my third Mania finish. So I'm just rolling along, and I of course gonna have some more next week. So that's my first one. My second, no, this is my fourth. Oh my gosh, I have four out of 31. Oh my gosh, that's so awesome. So this is Country Cottage Needleworks April, and I got that one finished. And this one took me 14 and 3/4 hours. So I used Q-Snap, took me a little bit longer, but I love it. We're now in June, so I gotta catch up. So I'm gonna take this to my framer, and I'm using the frames that are by Family Tree Frames, which are made by Little House Needleworks. And then also Quaker Flag. I have loved seeing all of the stuff you're working on. This is not a finish, this is a whip. I have 1 row left. So I have just the little red to go right here, and then I have a row of red to go. And then I will be able to save the bottom piece of this fabric for something else. And I found a really cute piece from Hobby Lobby. No, I found it at Joann's. And I'm going to send it to Priscilla, and she's going to finish it, and y'all are going to love it. I'm so excited. I love how this came out. So this is my Quaker Flag. So I have just been really having fun and like just doing a ton of stuff. We have another finish. Oh my gosh, from Cheryl. So this is Long May She Wave. This is Little House Needleworks, and Little House has a couple of these like this, and it has starter thread. So it includes the chart and 5 classic color works. And you need to add the fabric, and if there's any other thread like DMC, you would have to add that. And so here you go. It is so pretty. So this is just a frame. She framed it on the back. It's really beautiful. Oh my gosh, her stitching is so gorgeous. And then I'm so excited to show you this. So this was my, let's see, first Mania finish, and this took me 7.5 hours. And Priscilla finished it for me. So this is a kitchen windows woven by Robert Kaufman. And then this is my fabric. On this pattern, I changed it slightly. The E was over here, and I moved the E down, and I just did the same spacing between the H and the O and the M and the E. And then she got this at Hobby Lobby, and the key at Hobby Lobby, and it's got a cute little bow, and I'm going to take it home today and hang it up. I'm so excited. So that is how we're trucking along here. We just have a ton of stuff finished. So that's what I have today. I've been using my cross stitch journal to really keep track of my stuff, and then on right here I'm keeping how many hours it takes me, so that I can just know if I've got an hour over there, that means I've completely finished it. And then I'm putting like a little 1 and a 2 over here to tell me which Mania finish it is. And then also on the inside, I'll show you one like this. I'm putting my, like right there, I put my total time in there, and just any notes or anything. So this is really helping me keep organized. I'm glad that we put this together, because it is really keeping me organized, because then I can look at it really easy when I'm doing the videos and say, okay, I've got 4 finishes. And then it also motivates me to be like, okay, I've got 4, which one am I going to start next? It's easy to just see, okay, this one will be good. I think there's a couple that I ended up not loving, so I might give some of my starts away, because my rule for Mania for me was however many finishes I have, that's how many I can start next year. So if I only finish 4, I can only start 4 next year. So it's a motivation to keep me moving and doing stuff and finish what I start. And some of the ones that I don't love, if I give them away, then I can consider that a finish. So I'm cheating. So just let me know what questions you have. We are going to be filming later today some videos, so Lily's going to give me that list of videos for all your suggestions. Oh, and then I have a giveaway. Oh my gosh, I forgot. Okay, so Maxime Menzel-Sachowski had a really cool idea for a Jolly July. So she put this together. It's like a little digital calendar. We're going to send her a $25 gift certificate, and she's putting the list of what she's doing each day to keep herself organized. So I love that, and we are gonna make one for you guys so that everybody can have one. We're gonna have that, and we will put that digital image in Kimberly Stitch Squad Facebook group, and so that all of you guys can have that and keep yourself organized. If you don't have this, it's just like a free download, and you can print it on your printer. It's really cute. We're working on the design right now. And then I did have one question that I saved. Someone said, how do you make the cross stitch floss look more smooth on Ada? So she says she lets her thread unwind. So what I do is I will let my thread unwind, don't have much here, but I will not only let it unwind, but I put my needle in between my thread and flatten it a couple of times. And then that just, if you just straighten it, it'll straighten, and then I railroad. And you know, what you're making is handmade. It doesn't have to be perfect. Of course, I try to have my stuff as nice as I can. But I think everything in life just takes practice.
Okay, so Linda Gillespie was wondering, where is your favorite local place to buy cross-stitch projects like Michael's or Hobby Lobby, etc.?
My favorite place is Fat Quarter Shop. But so if I'm looking for props, we go to Hobby Lobby first, Joann's second. If I'm looking for floss, I go to Michael's. Joann's also has floss, and a lot of times they do have sales, but the Joann's is not near my house, so it's closer to work. So for all the things that we're working on, for example, Jolly July, which is going to be ornaments, we're going to start a new ornament every day, and then on Mondays I'm going to show you kind of my plan for the week, and then on Friday I'm going to show you how I finish it. So last week, for example, we went first to Hobby Lobby to find what we wanted, and then we went to Joann's because it's in the same place to look for pom-pom, ribbon, hot glue, that kind of stuff. So I do like Michael's finishing stuff, but it does tend to be more expensive, so that's my third option. But yeah, so around us we just have Michael's and Joann's. We don't have, I think Priscilla has talked about some other stores near her that are different, but I don't have those here in Texas.
April Jackson says, Long May She Wave is out of stock. Do you know when it might be back in stock?
2 to 3 weeks. 2 to 3 weeks. And the reason why is because we order these direct from Diane, who's the designer, and she has to dye these. So she has to make sure, like if she has 5 in here and 4 are in stock and she's waiting on one, we gotta wait, and then she's gotta dye it. But it is so pretty. We have had a hard time keeping her stuff in stock.
And then we were getting questions about if you know when the DMC So She Did Floss Pack will be available.
We think probably 3 weeks. I would say if you want to start, go to Michael's and, you know, get the pattern from us, and go to Michael's or Joann's and just get your DMC and just start. Don't wait on us. We still have our floss in stock, but DMC is just harder to get because in this, for example, we put in here 6 skeins of 958. So we bought all the 958 from everywhere, like all the distributors, and so then we ordered 1,000 skeins directly from DMC, and DMC is just really slow. I mean, it's a huge company, you know, so they're probably like, oh, that's a little, you know, to them that's probably like a tiny order to ship out. So we're just waiting for it to come in, but I would say just go ahead and get your stuff.
All right. We just have a shout out from 8509 Lola. She says, shout out to Sue and customer service. Thank you for the awesome help this morning.
Awesome. We'll let her know.
And then, okay, Jaxby says, do you ever use a working copy of your chart so you can mark it as you stitch?
No, because I'm clumsy as all get out, and I would like have pin marks all over my stuff, and the people who highlight, I could never do that. I use a magnetic board, and I'll show you what I do instead. I have it right here. So I have this little magnetic board. I have about 5 of them, and I just keep my magnet where I'm at, you know, and just move. Some of my other magnets are in my bag because I'm a bag lady, but I just kind of keep it and move as I go. I'm just too clumsy, but a lot of people do. You can look on Pinterest or anything like that, but people highlight, they do all kinds of things. But yeah, I don't do that, but I mean, you could try it. I just know that there would be highlighter all over everything. I'm super clumsy, if y'all didn't notice already.
Candy Crew says, what are the names of some other patterns that come with floss and fabric? So I guess once we've kitted up is what she's asking.
So, we have 2 new kits. Let's see. Oh, I have this too. Oh my gosh! I forgot these. They're on the bottom. I'm so sorry. I forgot some things. So So we have a My Country cross stitch kit, and this is the cutest thing ever. I am buying my own, I'm buying a kit. So this is the pattern. It is brand new, came out about 2 weeks ago. Country Cottage Needleworks. And Denise is making it. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. I love it. I love the colors. She's using DMC. It's just beautiful. It is just, and she just started this, so like a week to do that, that's a lot in a week. And then we also have Star Spangled Swine Farm kit. So we have this kitted. So we have put together some kits at Back Quarter Shop, but as far as patterns with floss, the only ones I've seen are by Little House Needleworks. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. It's so pretty. I'm going to sneak it out of the building.
Heart in Hand also has some patterns that have fabric.
Okay, Heart in Hand has some patterns too. Oh my gosh, I want to sneak it out of here. I'll sneak it away from Denise. It's so cute. And then this is on lamb's wool, which is what I love. My two favorite cloths are lamb's wool and Graceful Gray. So on my Jolly July that we're doing with Priscilla and Chelsea of the Real Housewives of Christmas, I'm using Graceful Gray. Uh-oh, what?
You said Real Housewives of Christmas.
I did? Oh, sorry.
That should be their name during December.
Sorry. I'm a hot mess. Like, I am like, I think I'm sleeping too much, if y'all want to know the truth. I'm going to bed at like 9 because my kids, it's the summer, so they get to do whatever they want. And they can go to bed like at 10:30, so I don't have to put them to bed. So I just get in bed and go to bed at like 9. It's amazing. And they have less to do. Like, they have camps, so at night I'm not running around. It's brilliant.
Okay, let's see. We have a few more questions here. Becca Brighton says, are you going to have ornament finishing ideas, please?
Yes, and so that's what we're going to do. We're going to have 5 finishing ideas, and on Monday we're going to show one that's already finished, and then on Friday we're going to show how you do it step by step with a different one, like a different ornament that I stitch. So we have 3 ideas right now, so we have to come up with 2 more ideas before July. But yes, we are gonna, and they're just gonna be mine. They're gonna be very simple because I don't have very much experience with it. So it's gonna be great for beginners because I'm a beginner at it too. And I'm sure Priscilla and Chelsea will have a ton of ideas too.
Megan Cooper says, Kimberly, you should carry anchor thread.
Yeah, oh no, I don't know. We have a lot of thread right now. So anchor's harder to get. It's not as popular. So I think the next one we're going to add is Gentle Arts.
Somebody else was asking.
Yeah, so we have right now, we have DMC, Cosmo, Aura Floss, Weeks Dye Works, and Classic Color Works. And we will be adding Gentle Arts in about a month. We just have to have space. We got to get it all organized.
Alright, and then several people were asking about your adorable blue rolling cart. Wherever did you get it?
Okay, so this cart came from my house because I needed 2 of them, and it's from IKEA. Oh.
Can you show it?
Oh, yeah, don't show my corner over there.
The corner.
It's, yeah. So this is from IKEA, and this was the first cart that came out a long time ago. It was like 80 bucks, really expensive. But now there are cheaper versions available at Michael's, and I've seen them at Home Again. Home Again has them for cheaper, but these are the 2. I bought 2 a long time ago when they first came out. So, and it's, I don't know if they have other colors. I don't go to IKEA that often, but I got that idea from Lori Holt. I was at her house and she had one, and I was like, oh, I gotta have one. I was at Lori's house and I just bought it online and had it shipped. So that's Lori's idea.
Yeah. We just had a suggestion from Chris E. They say there is a free app called Knit Companion that works great for cross stitch. It's been a lifesaver for them. So, Knit, like KNIT Companion.
Okay, I will look it up. I need more apps on my phone, you know. I was trying to find a good game the other night. I couldn't find one. I couldn't sleep, so I was like, I need a game.
Okay. And then I'm seeing a lot of questions about how you can tell the difference between counts of cloth and what all those different numbers mean. So I'm kind of saving that as a video we can probably film.
Yeah.
because I know we get that question on every live stream.
Yeah, so we can do that video today.
Yeah, and then the other big one I'm seeing is railroading.
And I'll do an up-close video of that.
And French knots. People want to see French knots.
Oh my goodness. I will do a video, but I'm horrible at French knots. But I will do a video. Great. We will do that. I will show you my version of a French knot, and you're going to be like, that stinks.
And then Tony on Facebook was asking, do you use all the thread on the wall behind you?
I use it from time to time. I don't sew as much at work as I used to. I usually just sew at home. But yes, when we need to match, mainly I use it if we're doing a kit and we need like, okay, we're going to do like a thread set with a quilt or something. I'll bring the quilt like, or whatever, and I can just be like, oh, yeah, that's what I do. See, I told you I was clumsy. That's the way it is. That's not the first time that happened today either. But I can just kind of put it and say, okay, well, this would be nice. You know, does that match? That's what I really use it for. And then I just look at the color, and I can put together thread kits for the store that way. And I just like to have thread. I like thread and I like buttons.
Jennifer Muster says, what other embellishments besides the buttons did you use, and do you sell the buttons you used?
On here?
I think on the sew sheet.
Yes. So the buttons are by Lori Holt. In my nifty bag of tricks. So this is cute little buttons. This is the small set, and this was used on the top. And then these bigger buttons are from her button jars, and those have been discontinued from Riley Blake, but we still have some left. So that would just be from one of her button jars, and then this is her little bag. And then for Jolly July, I'm going to be using pom-poms, maybe some ribbon. I'm going to be using Lori's vintage trim. Beads. Yes, and we're going to have beads at Fat Quarter Shop because we're getting into beads. And so we will have the beads by the time they come. And I'm also using some fabric.
Funny comment from Gabriel Fuentes. He says, Kimberly, send your mania starts. You don't like my way. LOL.
Yeah, maybe you can. Maybe I will just send them straight to you. Yes, I need to get... Yeah, I think I'm going to do like a giveaway, but yes, I need to get rid of some of them because there's no way I can do... There's like 4 that I like didn't love, and then 1 that I'm just like, where am I going to put that in my house? Like, there's nowhere to put it. So.
Okay, where did you get your zipper bag?
Oh, at Fat Quarter Shop. So we had this made for Lori. So it is called Fit to Stitch bag, and she made it big because a lot of the bags out there, I have both of these bags, and I'll tell you a funny story. Because I always have funny stories, you know. I think I'm funny. So this is my new whip bag. This went live on the Fat Quarter Shop Quilting channel. So if you like it, there's a video on how to do it. So I've got this in my car, and we are down. And then I have these 2 bags. And this is what I use. So this is the one that I use for like the thread and all the like things that go with a certain project. So the thread, the pattern. But then in here I keep my general supplies like needles, lights, scissors. I keep more general stuff in here because, you know, I need 2 bags. So I'm sitting in the car because Kevin and I have to share a car right now. That's just a long story. I'm not even going to go into it. So I'm sitting in the car, like, and I have a tiny car. Like, I have an SUV, but it is like a small SUV. And I'm like not that small of a person. So I'm like, oh. And he's like, could you have more bags over there? And I was like, oh, don't even. I was like, don't go there. Drive the car and don't tell me about my bags because I got lots of bags. Literally in my car right now, in the back of my car, I literally have 6 bags. No joke. Like, there are bags everywhere. And one of my goals, because I'm cleaning up everything, is I have so many bags. And then what Emma does is she puts them on hangers, and then we hang them up so that I can just get to them. But her job this weekend is she's going to clean my closet, and I'm so excited. Ooh. She likes to clean. Like, she doesn't even, like usually if I make her do stuff, she'll, like, be like, can I get my chore money? But cleaning, she's like, oh, please, let's clean. She'll do it all by herself for, like, hours.
And just to clarify, because someone made a comment about it, Sewing Becca said, oh, beads. I thought you were saying bees, like bumblebees. So it is beads, like B-E-A-D-S.
Yes, and so Mill Hill makes beads, and so we ordered some, and we're having fun with them. Mm-hmm. Fun adding accents. I added a little, a little star.
And then, funny comment from Megan Cooper, took me a second to figure it out. She said, Kimberly, I cannot stand the thread by your head in the bottom right, LOL. It stands out and bugs me. So it would be on your left, Kimberly, right there, that white row, right behind you on the thread wall.
Turn the other way. Look up, underneath the purple.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay, well, look how easy this is.
I just thought that was hilarious because I feel like that's something you would point out
Hey,
as well.
there you go. I just solved your OCD.
Hey.
I have that every day. That's why I was like, I gotta clean. I gotta purge.
Oh, and then Sewing Becca was asking, would you know how to change out the lights on the...
Okay, we're gonna figure that out. Denise and I are gonna figure that out today because Gabriel also sent me a message yesterday and was asking on these little lights how you switch out the batteries. And I thought at one point, I don't know, like I think we're gonna try to unscrew these little screws. We're gonna get a little screwdriver. I don't know. We're gonna go in Kevin's office and sneak some screwdrivers out of there because I know he's got some in there and try to figure it out because we've got 2 questions. But it says replace with CR2032 watch battery. So we're gonna, I think you just unscrew it. I don't know. But yes, I mean, it says you can, so there's got to be a way. So I think that's what we're going to do is go get some screwdrivers and try it. And then we can show Gabriel, and then Gabriel can, like, tell everybody how to do it.
Yes. Okay. Jamie A says, I know you guys have mentioned 1 trillion times about where the beautiful quilt blocks in the photo frames came from, but can you please say it one more time? I can never make it out.
Red rain boots, something, something.
Yeah, I think it's Red Rain Boots. It's not redrainboots.com. Like
It's
directly.
like, just Google, okay, Google Red Rain Boots, Bonnie and Camille wooden blocks. It'll pop up. And if you can't find it, let us know, but I mean, it's pretty easy to find.
Yeah, because if you just Google Red Rain Boots, guys, like, it's not going to give it to you because I just did that. It's redrainbootshandmade.com.
Yeah, and her husband and her make them. Like, I think her husband cuts the boards, and then she paints them, and then he sands them to give them, like, an antique look.
Okay. We still have 12 minutes left of time, but that's all the questions. I
Okay.
mean, we're getting a ton of questions, but it's the videos we're going to film later.
Awesome. So thanks for watching. Subscribe to our channel. And I really enjoyed spending the day with you. If you have any comments about what you want to see next week, you can just put some comments. We read all the comments. And I hope you guys have a wonderful week.